Good evening, everybody. Welcome to GeekyKOOL presents Geeky Cinephiles. I'm Larry the Professor, and over here we've got our good buddy Riggs,
Hello.
or as we like to call him, Joe around here. So we are going to talk about a subject that we both love. We're going to talk about 80s action cop movies. So those movies that you would go pay the popcorn and go to the theater, get the popcorn, and just have a fun ride. Back during the day, back when you could get a ticket to see a movie for $3, and you could go to the second round showing where they've gone out to that one for $1, and you could go. Then your popcorn, was super expensive at like $5, and now of course it's like $85 for all of that. So,
wow.
Yeah. So back in the day, we did that back in the '80s. So we want to talk about those movies that we love that made our top 5 list each on those action flicks. So, Joe, why don't you get us started? Tell us about your first one, and we will throw a picture of it up here for you.
It's interesting too that you get to know my choices before, but I don't know yours.
Well, if we could make it to where you could put them in, then I'd be fine not knowing. I just have to, got to put them in, and then I got to select them. Plus, then that way we don't have overlap there, because there are some that probably would make my list here that aren't on the list, but that's okay because I had such a long list. I've got numerous honorable mentions to bring in here for us. So we'll do that. But yeah, I know that's the advantage of being the host is that I get to see all that. I also have to do the work. I have to do the work to go get the images to bring them on. Also, that's the other thing. So
I like it. No, it worked out great.
So okay. Which movie are you going to start with at number 5 today for us?
No, we're going 1 to 5.
We're going to go 5 to 1.
5 to 1. Okay.
In with your best one, or
Okay, I'm going to start with Tango and Cash.
That's a great movie. That was actually on my list also, but yeah.
Was it? Nice. Yeah. Kurt Russell and Sylvester Stallone, and typical 80s cop movies. They're two completely different kinds of cops.
Right.
But they get paired together, and that's where the adventure ensues. And some play by the rules, some don't.
And if I remember right, they both got framed for something and ended up having to go to jail and breaking out. Wasn't Terry Hatcher in that movie as Stallone's younger sister or something? I think.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Forgot about that. The ever beautiful Terry Hatcher.
Yeah.
So yes, great action flick. There's what is there a memorable line from that movie you wanted to bring up?
No, I was just looking at what year it was. It was 89. Okay.
I was gonna say it was 89. Yeah.
It's been so long since I've seen it, but now I want to go out and watch it again. So
yeah. All I can say is, well, why do you get the bigger gun? No, I'm sorry. Why is yours bigger? Genetics, Pee-wee.
That's right. Yeah. Good one.
Yeah, that's a great one. I'm talking about the size of the gun, but then because they're having to kind of one up each other there. Yeah, that's a great selection, Joe. I love me some Tango and Cash, and actually our friend Brian Crockett, him and his wife, that was their first date. So I've heard. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then I think they named their one of their pets Tango, if I remember. Anyway, no. They named it Fubar because that's where this term originated. Was this movie?
Oh, okay.
That's exactly where it was. I think they had a pet cat named Fubar, and it fit, if I remember right. I'll have to ask him again, but yeah.
That's awesome. Where that's where it originated.
Yep. Well, for mine, we're going to go back to the 80s to a little city of Detroit with a cop there who has to find his way to Los Angeles. And we're talking Beverly Hills Cop here with Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, you can't have a list of 80s cop movies and not have that movie on it.
Oh, I agree. And Eddie, probably his best role in my opinion, was Beverly Hills
Yeah.
Cop. He's had some good roles. This was really the big point where he moved from comedian to actor. And he did, of course, there is comedy in this action movie, but the bananas up the tailpipe of the other two cops that are following him, and then getting him to like, hey, if you're, I'll let you escort me out of town, but before we do, why don't we stop by and get some food? And they end up in a strip club. Just all sorts of comedy stuff. And of course, it has Judd Nelson and I forget who the other guy is, but such a fun movie.
Judge Reinhold.
Oh, Judge Reinhold. That's not Judge Nelson. Judge Reinhold. Yeah.
Yeah, that was in Fast Times.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High. What he was known for until this role, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I was trying to see who directed it. It was Martin Brest, who did Sin of a Woman and Meet Joe Black. I mean, accomplished director.
Very accomplished record. A fun 80s. Don't take any of these too seriously because they are popcorn movies. They probably do have big plot holes in them, but such a fun movie. And the shootout at the end at the mansion in Beverly Hills. I mean, the whole thing is just great. So
yeah, the soundtrack that came out of that.
The soundtrack was amazing.
Yeah, that was huge.
And of course, the instrumental that actually charted on the top 40, Axel F. And then, of course, you have songs all over the place that came from there, including the Pointer Sisters. And I'm forgetting some of the other ones, but there were tons of great songs on that soundtrack. Yeah.
It was huge, too. Do we know how many it sold? How many tickets?
I didn't go in depth on that, but pull it up. I bet we can find out pretty quickly.
Oh yeah.
The did you see the remake that they did? Well, not remake. The fourth one that they put out not too long ago. I think we're on Netflix.
No, was it still Eddie Murphy?
Yeah, still Eddie Murphy. And these guys, John Aston was the other guy, and Judge Reinhold. They both appear in it also. Pretty fun little thing. Again, you look at it and go, oh, not as good as the original, but of course it's been years since I've seen the original. So
they all kind of went downhill after that.
Yeah, well, a lot of times sequels will do that. Now I do have an exception because I got a sequel on my list.
Right.
Now I'm seeing that it was made for a budget of $15 million. And how much did it make? Oh, 320 million worldwide. This is back in the 80s. Again, when ticket prices were $3 to $4, depending on what theater you went to. So yeah, it was a huge blockbuster.
I wonder if he took profits from the gross instead of taking a salary. It'd be interesting.
I would guess he might have. I mean, that would have been the thing to do. Now he, was not a big time actor at that time, so he may not have known how to structure that contract. Hopefully, he had a good agent. So
yeah.
All right. Well, let's go on to the next one, Joe. What one would you like to do next year for? What's number 4 on your list here?
I'm going to do Where the World Was Introduced to Steven Seagal and Above the Law.
This is probably either the best or the second best Steven Seagal movie. Under Siege is also amazing. But Above the Law is just amazing.
Yeah. We got to see all kinds of crazy stuff. He came out of nowhere, I think, but he was an Aikido instructor. And he knew basically all the martial arts, and he just came in and started whooping people's asses. He did.
My sensei, when I was taking martial art lessons, actually said that he respected Seagal. And of course, that was back in the 80s, because he actually was really good at what he did. Because somehow we got into talking of some of the different action martial art things, and he's like, yeah, these guys I don't have any appreciation for, but Seagal has some good moves there. He is actually well trained. Of course, Seagal went on to star in a lot of kind of B movies, gained a lot of weight, as we all do sometimes, especially as we get older. But his moves aren't quite as crisp as they were now. But that's to be expected. But yes,
I don't think he's put anything out in a while.
it may have not. He for a while it was like 2 or 3 a year.
Yeah.
And so he may have backed off of that, and he's getting a little older too. But yeah, I always loved this movie. I always thought this one was actually on my list that I wasn't sure if it was going to go in or where it was going to be, and then you picked it, and I went, okay, well that solves that problem. And definitely we'll definitely talk about it because it is a great Steven Seagal movie. So yeah,
Amen.
Well written for a cop movie.
Yeah.
Remembering back that and again it's a popcorn movie, so it's not going to win you an Oscar, but it was well done and got acting out of Seagal, who is not known for his acting chops. So
right.
Yeah.
I'm looking up how much it made.
Remember, no one is above the law.
That's right. It grossed $18.6 million in the U.S.
Oh, is that all? I thought it would be more.
I know. I guess it was kind of small. I guess Hard to Kill was his next one where he really blew up.
Yep, he did. He did. To me, Above the Law is a lot better movie than Hard to Kill. Hard to Kill is fun, and it has what's her name from Weird Science, Kelly LeBrock.
Yeah, that's right.
So, yep. All right. Well, let's move.
What you got next?
All right, the next one on my list. Now, we said 80s movies, and this one fits that because it's an 80s movie. It came out in the 80s, but it's not set in the 80s. Where most of these are set in the 80s, this one was set back in the 30s with a little bit of Untouchables.
Oh, yeah. That was a great choice.
Kevin Costner, Sean Connery, just a great movie filled of all sorts of things, trying to bring down the mob in Chicago.
Al Capone.
Yeah, especially Al Capone, and all the things that they had to put up with when the mob came after them. So yeah, this is, if you've not seen this one I would say, because I believe it did win an Oscar. I can't remember what for.
Yeah, I feel like it did.
It was an amazing movie.
Al Capone story.
Elliot Ness, that's right. Yes. And so it's a well done movie. If you like historical movies set in that time frame, you'll love this movie. The acting is amazing. The action, there's some great action, and there's some shots of like when the lady accidentally let the stroller go and it hits the stairs, and they've got a sting operation going on, and they're trying, they don't want the baby to die, but they don't want to let the mob know that they're trying to do the sting operation. Just a cool shot in that. So yeah,
and that, I feel like that shot has been copied over and over.
It has been.
And some of the things in culture, I've seen it in several different shows or movies that they do the same thing.
And sometimes they're nodding to the Untouchables. Sometimes they're just outright stealing it, or not remembering where it came from. So, but yeah.
Made $106 million.
Yeah.
Off a $25 million budget.
That's pretty good. I'll take that kind of investment back any day. So if I could make 3 times my money back, that'd be great.
Good choice.
and it has 2 big stars at the time, and still big stars with Kevin Costner and Sean Connery.
De Niro too.
Oh, that's right. It was De Niro was in it. That's right. Yeah. That is right. Yeah. So check that one out if you want something a little more substantial, that's a little better acted. This is definitely one for you here, and it's full of action, but it's also well done. So, all right, what do you got for your third one, Joe?
Third one is RoboCop.
Boom, boom. All right, this is a great pick. That was going to go on my list also. Blends the science fiction set in the future. RoboCop, where the officer is killed, and so they put him in a robot cybernetic suit and not supposed to remember anything. Such a cool movie.
It was really cool. And at the time, for years after it was made, it was considered one of the most violent movies ever.
Mm-hmm. It was.
there were definitely some gore. You know, they didn't have to kill people the way they did, but that's part of what makes it cool. Yeah,
I agree. I agree.
even the graphics then too were it was kind of they were playing around with some graphics in that we would come to see later. You know,
Right.
people using the 90s and 2000s. So
Yeah, it really was kind of a front runner for a lot of those science fiction graphics that would come later. So yeah,
yeah,
such a cool movie. With him remembering his family there, and then having to go through all of that and everything else. So yeah, RoboCop's amazing. So,
but he lived for the job.
live for the job. That's right. That's what all corporations want, right? Is for you to live for the job, and they just want to make you a cybernetic person there. Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess Rutger Hauer wasn't in this one, but I guess the director Paul Verhoeven has gone on to collaborate with Rutger Hauer several times.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
he had Paul directed Total Recall, another
Yep.
great 80s action movie.
It certainly is.
Resume.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, what you got next?
Well, we're going to go with the sequel here, and we may see the first one show up in this list later. But here's the sequel to a cop buddy movie that I love, and it's
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Die Hard 2.
It was not Die Hard 2.
Wow. Okay.
It's on the screen now. If you.
Okay. Oh yeah.
So
you can't do a list of 80s cops movies without Lethal Weapon on there.
Right. I agree. Lethal Weapon 1's amazing. 2 is also a lot of fun. Normally with action movies, any of the sequels just don't live up. They can, okay, it was all right. It was whatever. We talked about that with Beverly Hills Cop. But this movie, the second one, I think is just as good as the first one.
I agree.
In the ending line, a diplomatic immunity. It's been revoked. Boom.
Yeah, I feel like this movie kind of set the standards, or Lethal Weapon kind of set the standards for cop movies for years. You know, you have the one guy who doesn't play by the rules and he's a bit off the cuff. Then you have the other guy that's older and cranky and doesn't want to do this anymore, and they don't like each other, but they come together, kind of like.
Yeah. Hey, I'm hearing an echo, Joe.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. Just so you know, I didn't know if it was coming from you.
Let me see. Well, you can continue.
Okay. Anyway, it's a fun sequel movie. There's a lot of really cool stuff in it, and you get Joe Pesci's introduction to the series in this movie as a guy that they're trying to protect and do everything else, and just his craziness just adds to some of the fun of this movie. But you've got the scene where the helicopter comes in and shoots up Riggs' trailer house, and as he's with, has a girl in his room with him, and they start shooting it up, and they have to escape down below. Just a lot of cool, iconic scenes, including that last one on the ship where they kill the guy with diplomatic immunity, which was, we were all cheering for it because the whole movie he's getting with everything because the diplomatic immunity, like it's been revoked.
Danny Glover gets a bomb hooked up to his toilet so he can't.
Oh, that's right, the bomb in the toilet. Yes, and he sat there for hours because his family's all out of town and he knew not to move, and so he's waiting for the bomb squad, somebody to come find him, and he had to call the bomb squad, and of course he's on the toilet. His pants are down. He can't pull anything up, afraid that it's going to go off. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Great scenes there.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, what do you got for your number 2 on your list here?
So it's going to mirror what you said. I got to go with the original Lethal Weapon.
There you go. I knew it was coming at some point. Yeah.
I recorded this movie on VHS, and it was
Mm-hmm.
on local TV, so it was
Okay.
all
Okay.
edited, or at least the cursing was edited. And I
I
watched
think.
it over and over and over and over again.
By the way, for those people that think Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and I'm one of those, it is a Christmas movie. I watch it every Christmas. Lethal Weapon
Yeah,
also happens during Christmas and is a Christmas movie.
that's right,
So,
exactly.
so as you're
Yeah,
watching Die Hard, make sure to plug in and watch Lethal Weapon because it's at that same level, and you get kind of the you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. He jumps off the building with the guy who's trying to. They go up to the building trying to save the guy from jumping off the ledge, and Riggs
yeah.
is up there. He's like, "Hey, do you want to jump? Because I want to jump." No, I don't think I want to. Yeah, let's do it. You want to get nuts? Let's do it. Jumps, holds
Over
him,
again.
and they both jump onto the big mat thing down there. But yeah,
Yeah, it was directed excellent. It was, I mean, like we said, kind of set the standard for buddy cop movies.
most definitely. Well, and there's a term now for because Murtaugh was on the verge of retiring. He just had a week left when he got put in with this nut job psycho cop that they needed somebody to kind of babysit, and Murtaugh gets stuck with him. And he's about to retire from the police force, and the thing he says through the whole movie, "I'm just too old for this." Beep.
That's right.
That's
That's right.
it's an S word, so that helps you. So anything that you are now too old to do, and I've got a list of things. It's called the Murtaugh list
Oh, I
because
like
you're
it.
too old for that. Yeah, yeah. First introduced to that on How I Met Your Mother. They talk about this, about how anytime you're too old for something, and things like I was invited to go on a camping trip with some of our youth leader and youth boys, and I'm like, sleeping outside, guys. It's on the Murtaugh list. Can't do it. Too old
I
for it.
love it. I want to start using that.
Yeah. By the way, Danny Glover was only 46 at this point.
Was he really? Wow.
Yeah, he was too old for this. He's about to retire. Can you
Yeah.
imagine retiring at 46? That would be awesome. And being
Yeah.
too old to do those things. Yeah, because now you're looking at like, oh, all right. 46 is still pretty
Wow.
young, but yeah, 46 is when he was too old for it. So.
Well, and that's when after Mel Gibson exploded as an actor, he went.
Yeah.
It was everybody wanted Mel Gibson.
Yeah, this movie really projected
made a
Mel
lot of money.
Gibson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Danny Glover did go ahead and do Predator 2 after he did a couple of Lethal Weapon movies. And he's been in some other ones, but he starred in Predator 2. So.
Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
what's your next?
All right. My number 2 is, well, we were just talking about it. We were talking about the Christmas movie, and it has to go on the list. 80s action cop movies. I mean, really, you can't leave Die Hard off this list. They blew up a
No.
freaking tower. And,
No, you can't.
ho, 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 I have a machine gun. I mean, come on. This is one of the classics, 80s action movies. And because people have got on to the whole thing about being a Christmas movie, a lot of people watch this at Christmas time. So I love that people are paying attention to it. So such a good movie. Before this, we knew about moonlighting and some other things, but this movie really set him on a whole different trajectory as far as an action movie. So
yeah, he went to the moon.
Yeah, he did. So, but I love it, and I had to get the scene with him crawling through the ventilation. He's up there. Come to LA.
Yeah.
We'll have a few laughs.
And of course, the famous line. What is it, Larry?
It's oh my gosh, yippee ki
That's right. That's right. The Hans Gruber, the evil guy,
Hans Gruber.
calling Bruce Willis's character a cowboy.
Yep. Through the whole thing. Yep.
I think the evil guy says something, but Yeah, he responds with yippee-ki-yay.
Yep. And it sounds like your mother's trucker is what it sounds like. So at the end of it. So, but yes, yeah, I think he calls him Gene Autry, and he goes, "I always preferred
Roy Rogers.
Roy Rogers." That's right. That's what
I
he
think he
said.
calls him
Always
John
preferred.
Wayne.
Yeah, John Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah. All good cowboys to be, referenced to. So yes, and of course, then our Hans Gruber went on to star in the Harry Potter movies. So
Yeah, he did a lot.
yeah, he did. And actually tons of other movies. Just such a cool actor, Alan. Oh my gosh, I forgot his last name at just a moment. But anyway, yes. So we do have that. But
The
yeah.
cop, the
Oh,
street cop.
the Street Cop went on to be on what was that 90s TV show
Family
where he was
Matters.
Family Matters, where he was a cop also with Urkel. Yeah. Yep.
With Urkel. I
Can I
mean,
do that?
yeah, this the director of this too. Funny enough, he directed Predator,
Mm-hmm.
not the second one, but Last Action Hero, The Hunt for
Yep.
Red October. I mean,
Yep.
and this probably those were huge movies, but this is probably his biggest one. It made
I agree.
380 million, and I think it was not they put it together as a good movie, but I don't think they expected it to do what it did
Right.
in theaters.
One of my favorite things in this movie is when Bruce Willis's character is being taken by the chauffeur to the tower, and it's right before Christmas, or yeah, because they're at a Christmas party. He's taking him to the tower to go there, and he pushes the cassette in, and it's rap music, and Bruce Willis goes, "Don't you have any Christmas music?" Because this is Christmas music, and it was Run DMC's Christmas in um, Christmas in Hollis. Christmas in Hollis, yeah. And it's a Christmas song. It's a really fun Christmas song. So yeah, that's I love that scene too. So yep.
Yeah.
So there we go. We got a little Bruce Willis in there for our action. All right, give me your number one here, and we'll go with that.
I'm going with Sudden Impact, Clint Eastwood.
Do you feel lucky?
Clint Eastwood he's a don't play by the rules kind of cop. And no, I mean he follows the rules, but he knows that the bureaucrats always get in the way. And
right.
so he's going to get a little special extra amount of violence for you when he takes care of you. And I think this movie was pretty violent for its time too.
Yeah, it was. It was.
And shot. I mean, he directed it. Obviously, Eastwood directed it, and we know what kind of a director he is. But yeah, it was. It ran smoothly all the way through. It built up enough tension. It was great. It was obviously the famous line from that one. It was, "Go ahead and make my day."
Right. Of course, it's a sequel to the Dirty Harry movies from the 70s and moved on in the 80s, and there was another one after this one. But of course, you've got the classic. I don't know. In all of what we did I fire 5 times or 6 times?
Which I saw in the movie parodying it the other day. Why do you think that line was so big? I mean, everybody's heard that line.
Oh yeah, it was so different for a cop movie to be able to stand there with the guy with the gun pointed at him, and then you say that, and then and he actually in the original Dirty Harry movie he actually says that twice. The first time, the guy surrenders his gun.
Good.
He surrenders the gun down and everything else, and then he clicks it and proves that he doesn't have a bullet in the chamber, that he was actually out. And then in the end scene, he does that again, and the guy draws and he blows him away because of that. Also, this is a 44 Magnum handgun, the most powerful handgun known to man. A slug can put a slug can put a hole through the engine block of a semi truck.
It was too. It was.
Yeah.
I don't see some other movies that make the 44 Magnum look that powerful.
No,
as this one did.
it is kick, and it shows in these movies the kick it has. So that's pretty cool. But that's a good one. You know, we'll talk a little bit of honorable mentions here in a minute because there's another one on the list there. We'll talk about it, but just quickly. But we're going to go to my number one now, and my number one cop movie. You had a little sci-fi cop movie, and I've got one also. So we're going to go into the future where we're hunting for androids.
Oh,
so, yeah, little Blade Runner. Blade Runner. Blade Runner.
Yeah.
So Harrison Ford stars in this, where basically he is a member of a special police force unit that actually goes out and hunts androids, which aren't supposed to be legal on this land. And so
in the future of Los Angeles.
In the future of Los Angeles, which is a weird Los Angeles, but really cool. So it's such such a weird but cool movie. It's hard to go away from this. And so when I made my list, I'm like, I've got to put Blade Runner at the top. It's just so bizarre, but such a fun cop movie where you have lots of action, but it's also a lot of suspense and thriller parts in it. And you're trying to figure out who really is the androids. It is Harrison Ford's character one, because maybe silicates. I think that's what they were called, were silicates, which were basically androids. Yeah. But yes.
Yeah, I mean, this movie was very influential for all kinds of movies, not just cop movies.
Oh yeah.
Still being done today, and they didn't release the original cut that Ridley Scott wanted, so they re-released it. But yeah, it's always been talked about as very influential in the movie world.
Yeah, such an iconic movie. It's Harrison Ford's second biggest role.
Oh yeah.
Well, actually, I don't know. You could debate third, because you've got, of course, Han Solo, and then you've got Indiana Jones. But this is right there. It's it's in the top three at least. So, but it's an amazing movie. When I was looking at cop movies, I'm like, oh, I can't forget this, because it wasn't the first one that pops in my head, just because I associate it with the sci-fi aspect and not so much the cop aspect of it. So
it was weird too. It was
very weird.
Yeah, odd.
It took me a couple of watchings of it to really kind of understand what was going on, and then to really get a love for it. I liked it because it was so sci-fi and weird. But after I watched it a few times, like, yes, this movie's so well done. It kind of speaks to where technology is, and especially right now with AI. If you've not seen this movie in a while, go back and rewatch it, thinking about where we are with AI at the moment and what it's doing. So it's a fascinating thing. Also, I believe this wasn't this the movie that they based off of Do androids dream of electric sheep? I believe that's what it is. So anyway, which was Dicky. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting his name. Anyway, but I should have looked all this up before I came on to talk about movies like this, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Well, let me give you guys a list of honorable mentions. Joe, throw any in that I've missed, if you've got a list here also, and we'll hit those real quick before we got to call it a night. Thank you all for joining us. We've got Cobra with Stallone, also as a no-nonsense, not following the rules kind of cop with a really cool car. 48 Hours, which is a great. Oh, you should watch Cobra. Most definitely. Go catch up. Go watch Cobra. 48 Hours, which is a great buddy cop movie there. Along with that, Running Scared, with two people you don't think of as cops at all, with Billy Crystal and Gregory Hines.
That's right.
You've got Turner and Hooch with oh my gosh, was
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks, thank you. Tom Hanks and a dog. Red Heat.
That was when he was still kind of doing crappy, goofy movies.
Some of his crappy, goofy movies are great.
Yeah,
You
Red
got
Heat.
Red Heat with Arnold and with Jim Belushi.
Yeah.
We've got Alien Nation with the cop buddy movie of one of them being an alien from a different group, which was
Yeah.
kind of another weird movie, but cool. We've got Deadpool, which is another one of the Dirty Harry movies. It actually was the first place I heard "Welcome to the Jungle" by Guns N' Roses was in
Oh,
Deadpool,
wow. Cool.
and I believe there was some sort of remote control bomb thing that was going on during that time. But yeah, I just remember "Welcome to the Jungle" was big, and then I went, "Who is this? I gotta know who this band is." And then
Yeah.
for a couple of the more goofy ones, which I really didn't want to focus on. I want to focus on the more action ones. But of course, we've got Police Squad and Naked Gun. We're also in the 80s there being cop movies. So those, did I miss any that were on your list there, Joe?
No, I mean that was pretty much all. Yeah,
No.
there's a good list of them, but
Yeah.
yeah, you nailed them all pretty much.
All right. And of course, then you also have some sequel movies out there. Beverly Hills Cop 2. Some of the other ones had sequels other than just Lethal Weapon, which we mentioned. So Die Hard 2, but maybe that was in the 90s. I'm not sure. Anyway, all right. Well, Joe, any other last words for us for tonight?
Go watch RoboCop. If you haven't seen it.
Agreed. Definitely go watch RoboCop. Go watch The Untouchables also if you've not seen that one for a very different movie than RoboCop. But any of these lists, if you've not seen, actually, I suggest you see any of these. All of these are really good popcorn action movies. If you're watching something like Blade Runner, know that it's going to be weird if you've not seen it before, and just expect you're going to have to sit through it and try to gather what's going on, and then come back and rewatch it later. All right. Well, that will do it for us. We're going to let you guys go. Thank you for tuning in once again. We appreciate you guys so much. Let me check and just see if we have any comments that somehow I've missed, which, nope, I don't see any there. So if you're leaving comments and we're not seeing them, I apologize. I try to watch for them, and we're just not seeing them pop up sometimes. So, but I say all that to say, stay geeky and go watch some movies. And